they're not, they're secret.
Secrets.
Yes.
Good afternoon, it's so good to see you all. I'm calling the meeting to order, but I wanted to have a brief conversation with you about what has happened since we were all together last time. So, we had our meeting the day before Thanksgiving, so we had Thanksgiving. We had the December birthday dinners, we had the CEO Christmas party, which was lovely. We had Hanukkah, we had Christmas, we had Kwanzaa. We had our lovely New Year's Eve party. We had 2025, and more importantly, we made it through the 10 darkest weeks of the year. November 16th through the winter solstice, which is December 21st, to January 22nd. Those are the 10 darkest weeks of the year, and we survived. So, that's what you need to know. I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes. Thank you so much. And our opening reflection is going to be by Linda and Gary.
Right there.
Oh, and Teresa. See this thing?
Hi, I'm Linda Lawrence. You probably remember from November that I like participatory meditations. So I brought my friends, my husband Gary Lawrence and Teresa Wilmot. And since seeing in Green Bag that it's recommended that we wear our masks, I want to tell you that we're going to ask those of you, I'm going to invite you to sing. And singing is a way to spread germs. So if you feel more comfortable humming or listening, that would be your choice. So this is called meditation on breathing. So Gary's going to start us off, and if you have a lower voice, we're all going to sing this part first. Wait. That's all right. Is that okay for that? Okay. Yeah. So it goes like this. Breathe in, breathe out. That's it. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, great. So that's part one. The middle part is. When you do that again, so I can hear.
invited guests, we have a bunch because we didn't have a meeting last week. So we have Employee of the Month for December is Jill.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel like I need to bring the excitement and enthusiasm for this Employee of the Month, since Miss Jill Smith is always full of enthusiasm and excitement in her classes, in her personal training, and everything she does it to the top and over. So, I also want to say that, Jill also brings a lot of knowledge. She has a lot of great ideas and has really expanded the fitness team since she came on board here at Wesley Willows. So congratulations, Jill!
Jen said this today, and it perfectly sums up how I feel. I love working here, and when you love doing what you're doing, and I look around here and I see all these wonderful faces, it doesn't really feel like work. It's just fun. And I don't know if you guys know, I'm a big fan of fun. And tomorrow's our salsa dance party, just saying.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you the January Employee of the Month, Joe Betcher. So we lovingly refer to Joe as Photo Joe because you will often see him at events, or maybe he's come to do an interview with you and he takes photos and puts those on social media. He puts those on our website. He uses those to create promotional pieces to let everyone know about Wesley Willows and Peterson Meadows and Highview in the Woodlands. But he also does things like optimize our website so that when people search for senior living in Rockford, we're at the top. He does graphic design for invitations and print material. He creates YouTube videos. And in addition to all that, I would say that Joe is probably one of the nicest people I have ever worked with here. So, well deserved congratulations.
Just echo what Jill said, it's a lot of fun to work here, a lot of fun to just go all around. You see me all over the place, so it's just a great community we have here, and a lot of fun to work with all you, so thank you.
And now, Jill is going to introduce our Fitness Resident of the Month.
Our Fitness Resident of the Month, we are now taking nominations for our Fitness Resident of the Month. So if you have someone that you are inspired by that really works hard on their health and fitness, feel free to let one of our teams. So my name's Jill, and this is Jen. And it's sometimes confusing. We even have shirts that say Jill, not Jen, and Jen, not Jill. Because we both have J's and 4 letters. But you can let me, or Jen, or Kenna know your nomination. And we take those into when we're making our decision. And when we were trying to decide who we wanted to pick for December, Ruth Wood had been nominated by several residents as someone that inspires them to keep going on their fitness. And I mentioned her name, and we all agreed, Ruth. So Ruth Wood, we want to congratulate you on inspiring the residents around you on being committed to your fitness. Ruth will be, well, first of all, I did the trek all the way to Ruth's house. She lives really far from the fitness center, so she treks all the way up to the fitness center and walks a half a mile on the track and walks home. So she gets that all in. And I got to interview Ruth, and I found out some really interesting things about her. One is she hiked Lone Peak. This is in the Rockies, and if you've been to the Rockies, it's hard to breathe there, okay? And this is a 14,000 feet climb, and she did this in her late 60s. She also was part of a bike group, the Rockford Bike Club. And when I asked her what advice you give your younger self, she said, keep exercising. So I think that's good for all of you. Keep exercising, keep moving. And we just want to congratulate Ruth. We're just so impressed by you, Ruth.
And then our board member, David Schmidt. He's the board chair.
Well, good afternoon. All these snow pictures really don't work today. You have to go outside. It's 48 degrees and spring is coming, so we'll hope that's completely wrong. So it's nice to be here this afternoon with you. I've been on the board since all of this spot was a thought in the wind, so to speak, that the whole west side of the campus was farming. So I've been involved with the board a long time. This year I am chairman of the board. I've had a lot of family members who've lived here as well, so I've had a lot of experience with Wesley Willows for quite some time. I'll just leave it at that. I won't add any dates to anything. So I do want to share with you that two things that the board has been actively working on in the last several months or since this fall. And one is we've been engaged with the team here on memory, wellness, and memory care. I know you all know that has been the addition of Highview and the Woodlands to the Wesley Willows family, the community. And that's something that's well in progress, and you'll hear more of it and get more ingrained with the continuing operations in the next year here. And the second one is the board has been engaged and will continue to work on this in 2025 and some long-term strategic planning. So there'll be more information or more ideas and more thoughts to share and get your input in 2025. But that's a process that has been engaged in the last 4 or 5 months as well. So if you have any questions for me, I'll hang around afterwards. I'd be happy to meet with you and answer any of those. Thank you.
And next up is our really special guest, Francis.
I missed you, Carolyn. How's everyone doing? It's good. I agree with our board chair, David. The weather outside is absolutely beautiful. Ruth, I'm going to go for a walk after I leave my office today. It's absolutely gorgeous out there. You inspired me, Ruth. I was asked by a couple of residents to share at the resident council meeting who reports to you, Francis. We'd like to know who reports directly to you, Francis. I said, okay, I'll introduce my team at this resident council meeting. So my team is here. They're nicely against the wall there. Jenny Freistack is my executive assistant. Do your Vanna White. There you go. All right. Jenny. She took over for Katie Kinson, who was the assistant director at Highview in the Woodlands, and she sends her regards. Next up, director of dining, Annie Bolts. Come on, do the walk, do the catwalk. There you go. We all know Annie. Annie is our director of dining, director of culinary services. She does it all. CEO Christmas party this year. What do you think? Yeah, right? Stakes are high. All right, thank you, Annie. Next up, Melissa Wright, our Director of Sales and Marketing. Yep, she's just up here talking. Melissa is probably one of my team members who's been with the organization the longest. How long have you been here now? 12 years. Yeah, 2 years with me. So this is Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. Next up, you've already met him. He's been here over a year now. My Vice President of Advancement, Jeff Reinke. Come on down. You know, you're gonna ask them for some money?
After the meeting.
Okay. What's the question you always ask?
At the end of the day, every night before I close my eyes, I ask myself, who did I ask for money today? So if you see me walking, go to the other side of the street.
Thank you, Jeff. Next up, also new to our executive team, he will complete a year April 1st. Nick Campbell, my Vice President of Operations. Come on down. Okay. You see Nick around this building, the Arbor, Highview, Peterson Meadows. He's quite busy. All right, Nick, anything you want to add?
No, just love being here, so thank you.
He loves being here. All right. It's a good one. Thank you, Nick. Next up, my Vice President, Chief Financial Officer. We call him B Money, Brett Nelson. Yes. We all know Brett. I love you, Brett. They love you. Yes, they write those checks every month, and they're just so happy that you get those. And yeah, anything you want to add? Anything you want to add? All right. Brett's been here. Has it been 6 years now, Brett?
Yes,
Yep,
March.
he's been here 6 years in March. Also on my team, but she is currently out ill, is my VP, Chief Human Resources Officer, Stephanie Cortez Cruz. Anybody know Stephanie? You know Stephanie, yes. Thank you. Pat for Stephanie too. She's a little bit under the weather. Hopefully she'll be back tomorrow. And you know me, Francis Salinas, CEO, President and CEO of the organization, and you've met our board chair, David Schmidt. I am very happy to work alongside my team. They're amazing, and I'm also very blessed to work with a very good board of trustees. They're very engaged. They volunteer their time. I think I've shared this in some of the prior meetings. They volunteer their time. We don't pay our board members, so I appreciate their service to the board and to the organization. And that's it. I will also stick around if you want to catch up with me, say hi. Other than that, I will hand it back to you, Madam President.
Here, who's my name?
Hi, Claude. Well, that's just it. We got to get back.
Okay, someone you should know. I don't know who's introducing us. I have it on my list, don't I, Brandon?
Good afternoon. I'll introduce myself since it says introduce yourself. I'm Brandon Burkle, Corporate Director of Facilities and Grounds, and this is Toru Nogami. He is the new Facility Supervisor for Wesley Willows. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in my report, but you want to come up and say something?
This over here, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Toru. I've been here about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks now. Yeah, it's very young. Before I came here, I did a lot of jobs. I was in the healthcare, fire service, manufacturing, and then also facility management. A few years back, I retired from a local volunteer fire department after 22 years of service. I'm really happy to be here. If you guys see me in the hallway, just call me Kid, because I'm pretty sure it's kind of hard to remember my name. So I just stop and let me know how you guys doing. I like to get to know you guys. Thank you very much.
And we also have Shauna Muschamp. She's our Muschamp. She's our new admin assistant in the maintenance office. So if you call and turn in those work orders, you'll have a new voice on the end of the phone there. So Shauna's working in the office. She was here about a week before Toru started. So all new team down there, and give us a chance to get settled in. Thanks.
And Mary is going to introduce a new resident on the east side, right? Yes, we're east side.
I'm Mary Griffith. I'm one of the welcomers on the east side. And it's my pleasure today to introduce Cheryl Gandolfi, who lives at 4068 Cokesbury. Cheryl was raised in Rockford and was in the very first graduating class of Boylan High School. She told us she'd like to connect with any classmates who may live here at Wesley Willow, so say hello if you're a Boylan person. Cheryl earned her bachelor's degree in recreational therapy from the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign and later received a master's in social work. She worked for a private company that provided employee assistance services, retiring in 2010, but continuing to work as a consultant until 2020. Cheryl lived in Oak Park for the last 31 years and participated in a variety of volunteer activities in the community. She's traveled extensively, with her favorite trips being to Australia, Cuba, and Morocco. She enjoys knitting and reading and belongs to 2 book clubs. Please join me in extending a warm Wesley Willows welcome to Cheryl.
And then announcements. First up is someone who always believes that spring is coming. Ken?
Good afternoon. I'm Ken Lemmel, and I am here today to announce to you that you are going to see a harbinger for spring on February 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon in this room. You know what a harbinger is, don't you? It's a sign. It's a sign of something that's coming. It can be both bad or good. The harbinger I speak of will be good, because in this room, on Tuesday, February 11th at 1:30, we will be signing up gardeners for this coming gardening season. That's sort of like seeing the first robin in spring. You know what's coming because of that robin. Well, you know what's coming, in that case, by the dozens in this room, because we're going to get prepared for having another gardening season, and you will all benefit from that. If you don't, it's your own fault. Thank you.
Claude.
Carolyn mentioned the 10 darkest weeks. Here is the new year, and we're going to enlighten it a little more. We're going to have a concert on February the 4th. Social Committee will be hosting a concert. First one of the new season. It'll be a concert only, no dinner, no tickets, no reservations. First come, first served. I know it's been in the green bag here, but sometimes the green bag announcement of flyer gets overlooked or forgotten or gets printed on the backside of another sheet. So I'm just here to remind you. I hope to see you on Tuesday the 4th. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 6:30, and the entertainer is well known here. He's played here before and well received. He's Randy Sabine. Right. And he's very good. Jazz violinist. He plays the guitar, piano, he sings, an all-around entertainer. So hope to see you then. Thank you.
Ellen?
Hi, I'm Ellen Fuchs, and I'm the bus coordinator for Concerts on the Creek. We've got a couple of concerts coming up February 8th. I do hope you read the Green Bag because it was in a lot of good information and a lot of good opportunities as well. Concerts on the Creek, I'll tell you a little bit more about them in a minute, but Saturday, February 8th, the concerts is from 3 to 5, but the bus will pick up homes or at the town center before that. On the 15th, and that's the annual Buddy Holly tribute. This recognizes that weekend many years ago when Buddy Holly's plane went down. So they do that every year in the beginning of February. And that's Trinidora Rocks, which, and I know a lot of you know Trinidora with Ron and Janie, but they add the drum and the other people along with that. Last year, I believe it was Vince Chiarelli, so those of you who know that, it's just a really good concert. And then Saturday, February 15th, also in the afternoon, is Groove Hotel, and that's is that a good comment? Groove Hotel, and we didn't go last year with the bus, but I have seen them before and they are good. There's a singer with them, and that's a local jazz group and very good. So both concerts should be really good. Those of you who are new maybe, Concerts on the Creek are not outdoors, they're indoors in a really comfortable venue. You can go on your own, as many people here do, but if you go on your own, it is recommended that you go online, pay the donation ahead of time, which will guarantee a seat in the room, because sometimes they get filled up. If you call me and take the convenient bus to get there, I call in a number and they reserve our seats there, and then we make our donation when we go in the door. The other thing that I forgot to put in the green bag, those of you who are coming from the suites, remember to plan for your dinner that night, because sometimes we don't get back till close to 6 o'clock. I think that was all. When we get there on the 8th, I will get a new schedule. They weren't quite done with the schedule before Christmas, so I'm not sure exactly what's coming up later. But once I get the new schedules, I'll put something down at the front desk so you can, pick one up or see what they are. So, again, hope you sign up. I've already got about 5 or 6 people. Barb?
Tell them it's only $5.
$5, if you read the green bag, a recommended $5 donation. They will always take more, and the donations go to the musicians. They don't go to the church or the other, they go to the musicians that are there. So yeah, it's a $5 recommended donation, but you can always give more. So, thank you.
Kim?
I'm Kim Rogers. I'm president of the auxiliary here at Wesley Willows. And I know most of you are members, but there are new people I know, and some of you maybe aren't members. So I would like to remind you that the auxiliary works for you. And we have, our main job is fundraising, obviously for the foundations. But also we've purchased one of the vans, the transport vans. I don't know if you knew that. We purchased the piano that you all enjoy here and for the church and the choir. And we also helped with the Christmas decorations, and we decorate over at the arbor and give presents for the people at the arbor, so we do a lot. So if you are not a member, it's only $10 a year. I have brochures that explain about the auxiliary. And where we get most of our money would be the 3 stores: Decor and More, Timeless Treasures, and the Arbor Store. And if you have not shopped there, please do that, because it helps all of us. If you need a brochure, it's right here. New people, hopefully you'll join us. And we also may need some new board members in the future. So if you're sitting around with nothing to do and you would like to join the auxiliary, we would probably love to have you. So thank you.
And Carol Ludson.
Hello. I'm Carol Edson, and I'm speaking today as part of the Town Center Gift Shop. We have a lot of people helping us, but I do the flower arranging and the fresh flowers in the summer. Donna Bassett handles staging the gift shop in those beautiful displays for each season, also does publicity and getting volunteers. Now Judy Luder rounds out the team as our support person. She does the dusting, which she loves, and the heavy lifting when it comes to changing season. She's always happy to help. If you've read this week's Green Bag, you've noticed we are open from 10 to 2, Monday through Friday. This has been a real challenge to find more volunteers, as some of you had medical issues or caregiving issues, and those issues we get as we grow a little bit older. On top of this, Donna Bassick had a bad fall and is out of commission for 6 weeks after breaking her wrist. So, I'm here today to ask or beg for volunteers to work Wednesday morning from 10 to 12 or Friday afternoon from 12 to 2. Those are our 2 open spots. We also have a group of subs which you can call on, and we could use more subs also. We're not extremely busy. You can bring a book or play on your computer, but it's a great time to meet new people and new friends. We don't charge sales tax, so all you have to do is take the money. Remember, everyone, to check out the gift shop. The displays change constantly because we always get new merchandise. If you haven't found us yet, we're in the town center, down the hall from the library. Your patronage and volunteering will help keep us open. We do have a lot more than candy, cards, puzzles, and books. And everything you buy, that money also goes to the Good Samaritan Fund. So come see. Thank you.
Administration. Who's up first?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Val. On behalf of Life Enrichment, I'm going to be introducing one of our memory wellness coordinators. She has some announcements to make, and I just wanted to introduce you because I think she's going to be more around campus now.
Hello everyone, my name is Marisha Devereaux Coates, so I am the Memory Wellness Coordinator. I apologize if I'm a little shaky, and there's a lot of people. But I wanted to introduce you all formally. So Memory Wellness will be hosting an event next month on February 21st from 1 to 2 p.m. The event is going to be called Connection Cafe. So this event is an informal social gathering for those that may be experiencing social withdrawal or even cognitive challenges, and this is for them, their caregivers, family members, but it is open to anyone that wants to come. So the Connection Cafe is mainly there to encourage sharing, supporting one another and socializing. So if you feel like you just want to meet new people, this is also a great place to come to. This particular theme is going to be called Movement for the Mind. So we're going to be focusing a bit on moving your body in different ways. So I know some of you guys participate in fitness. So this is going to be more geared toward dance. And I know that might scare a couple of people when they hear the word dance, but it's just moving your body. So it's meant to showcase the connection between creatively moving your body, connecting with others, and maintaining a healthy mind. So if you would like to come, we would really love it for you to show up on February 21st. And if you have any additional questions, we do have a couple of flyers that are around the building, as well as I'll have a few out there, and you can always contact me through there. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Hello again. How's everybody? Okay, fabulous. Okay, I'm here to talk a little bit about the maintenance department and reports and work order flow and all that jazz. So we're going to talk about December. So work orders created for December, we had 1,354 work orders. So we're 1,200, 1,300. We're right in that range. You guys are keeping us pretty consistent. Out of those, 183 were like reoccurring work orders. We changed that a little bit this last month to track it a little better, so those numbers are down from the prior months. And then resident and staff requested work orders, 1,171. So again, consistent with what we're seeing there. This is what's impressive. So if you think about December, staff had vacation time around the holidays. We had days off around the holidays, but our numbers were actually up. So we had more work orders and our response time was actually better. So that's pretty impressive. So we had 81% of those 1,100 and so work orders that were 81% were completed within 1 day. So again, since we've tracked this over the last year, I think since last February, I don't think I've seen the numbers in the 80s, so it's impressive. And then 88% were completed within that 1 to 3 days. So again, really good numbers. Toru's gonna make those even better though. We get to the 90s. Let's go. So we talked a little bit about staffing, meaning Toru. So what does that mean, right? So Brett Erickson, the prior facility supervisor, is repositioning and moving up to Highview. So we had an opening up there. We thought Brett would be a great candidate for that, and he's going to be moving up there next week. So we wish him well. We're going to continue to support him with our team there as he kind of helps build that maintenance program up there as well. So excited for that. And then, like we talked about, Toru is on his 26th day. So you can remember when you moved into the suites or Willow Ridge homes, you kind of didn't know the lay of the land, right? I mean, that's the toughest part, knowing which road. I just now figured out where all the roads are at. I can go through the health center without setting off any alarms. So that takes a lot of time. So bear with us as we kind of, again, get that office going forward, getting everybody knowing the lay of the land. Toru's done a great job getting settled in. He's got some great ideas as far as getting us organized and changing a couple of things. So I look forward to some of those suggestions and the changes that are coming forward. All right, so that's all the good news, right? So kind of the bad news. If you did hear, we did have an unwanted visitor Christmas Eve over in the harbor. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about that. So we did have a forced entry into a locked door in the harbor. We know the intruder did get into a couple apartments that were unlocked. Our staff immediately responded once we knew what was going on. Guest service staff called maintenance. Maintenance responded to the area, and we were able to immediately get eyes on that person. The person then left the building, stayed on campus for a bit. Our maintenance team kept eyes on that person until we lost him, right? Well, all that was going on, our team was communicating with the Rockford Police Department in real time, calling 911, giving the description, telling what they seen, telling what they knew. And I was 10 minutes away by the time when I got the phone call and I was notified. And by the time I got here, Rockford Police Department, there was 3 squad cars in front of the arbor, and they already had apprehended the perpetrator. So I really hand it to our staff, just, being quick, being responsive, getting all those key things that we needed to grab this guy, because as we know, a lot of times that doesn't end that way. They leave with the items and that's it. So that's kind of what we know. We're working with the Rockford Police Department now to get some of those things returned. We've got some progress on that. The person that was here, he's a smart guy. What happens on Christmas Eve around dinner time? Everybody's at dinner. So, we just have to be kind of mindful of those things that sometimes they're ahead of the game on us. So what are we doing from here? That evening we did an assessment of our doors, right? What can we immediately fix? What do we need to have, planned for? The door that he did enter, we're gonna replace that door and put a different locking system on that. So that's moving forward. We're gonna do a little bit of we've done an assessment on our cameras and our CCTV. We're looking at, just kind of a evaluation of that and see what we might need to add or improve. And then recommendations, we always gotta make sure that, it's your home, we understand that, but locking the doors are so important, and especially in this case, if all the doors would've been locked, there wouldn't have been much damage done. And just be on the lookout. If it doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, it's probably not right. Press your pendant, call maintenance, call the front desk. If it's after hours, always press that pendant. That's gonna be our quickest response there. A couple of things coming up too. We have a great relationship with the Rockford Police Department. There's community resource officers that we've worked with. They've been here before. They've met with some residents here in these settings. Jessica's working with them currently to kind of bring them back out, just to talk to the Arbor residents, suites, homes, and just talk about what we can do to kind of help improve as a community, right? And make things better and make things more safe. So look for those dates from Jessica coming up, and they'll do a nice question and answer, or maybe donuts and coffee or something. We'll come up with something creative. Any questions for me? Go ahead.
I'm Martha Burns, and I live on Willows Lane, and there are 2 or 3 homes on Willows Lane and 3 or 4 homes on Schmidt, which is directly behind Willows Lane, that are having upgrades. Thank you, Melissa. But I was wondering if it's possible to start a precedent that when you have outside contractors working on these homes, if the roommate or the neighbor could be called and just let you know, we're gonna have some different workers and they don't have any kind of badges, or sometimes they have a panel truck with a name on it, but a lot of times it's just a white panel truck, or their personal car. We don't know who's driving around. And you said, if it doesn't smell right, call it in.
Sure, yeah. So the comment is, thank you for that. We've had a lot of construction traffic, vendors working on a lot of different of the homes on the east and west side. We'll look at that, just to kind of figure out what we might be able to do to improve that. And then I'll work with Toru, maybe we can start making those phone calls from the office and just giving people a heads up. Yep, thank you.
Like if you have visitors over a period of a weekend or several days, you have parking.
We're supposed to tell you.
Parking signs that my kids have to put in their car in front. You could have something like that for veterans.
Sure. Comment was some sort of identification for the vehicle. Yeah, yeah. We'll explore some options. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Have a good day. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, at the meeting last week with the big group, you talked about wanting the old keys, but never said anything about where to put them in that. And when I came, the year I came, they automatically gave everybody a room key and an old key,
So I'm not sure I understand the question. What are we doing with O keys?
Yeah, I think when we had the meeting last time, they talked about not needing them and turning them in. but they never said where or when.
Yep, so let me clarify that a little bit. So we talked about improving some of our systems, and if we do that in some of our other locations, we would replace the Oki with a fob, potentially. But we're not doing that yet, that's just something that's.
Do we need an Oki and a fob?
Do we need an Oki and a fob? So if you have a fob, the fob works in this building. We'll get you into your phase, get you into the front door, and the suites when the doors are locked. The Oki would be for the arbor generally, if you were getting in the arbor. So if you don't go to the arbor, you don't need an Oki.
You need it here too.
In the front door, yes. Sorry. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Always so nice to see all of you. So, all right. I want to kick us off by celebrating even more staff. I know you've got to see and meet some of our amazing staff. Well, we're going to keep going with that. And I'd like to invite Val Toledo up here with me. And we're going to congratulate her because she is our new Life Enrichment Director. So Val's been here since 2023. She was an activity coordinator in Kirk's Place, quickly promoted to memory wellness manager, and now she's promoted again. She is a rock star. I told you that back in, I think, November. So she continues to be a rock star, and we're so excited for her to be in this position. Did you want to say anything?
I'm excited to meet everyone. I'm finally putting a face to all the emails that I've been going through. Last week was my first week. I'm very sorry about that. You live and you learn. So this week went by a lot smoother. So just send me your inserts. I'll make sure to respond to you. But I'm so glad to be here, and I'm glad to meet all of you. And if you have any questions, I'll be sticking around afterwards. Thank you.
Right. And then I also want to announce that Riza Sitchan, who is actually, she's busy today, so she wasn't able to come over, but Riza is our new campus administrator, and she'll be working in our healthcare area, as well as the arbor. So if you don't know Riza, you should get to know her. She's an awesome person. She's been with us 11 years. And she was the Medicare nurse manager for a long time. She's also our infection preventionist, so she's keeping us all safe. She was the one you got your letters from saying, you know, be careful, wear masks, do hand sanitizer, and all of those things. So we are so excited for her to be in this position as well, and she's just going to continue to do wonderful things. So hopefully she'll be able to be with us next month. All right. Yeah, let's give her a hand. So on the next slide, I'll just keep going here. We're going to do the occupancy report for Wesley Willows. And we have 0 homes available on the east side. We have, marketing. And then we have 2 on hold. We have 10 available homes on the west side and 5 on hold, which is very exciting. Suites 1, we have 9 available, 1 on hold. Suites 2, 10 available, 1 on hold. Suites 3, 2 available, 1 on hold. And in the arbor, 31 available and 2 on hold, with an overall occupancy rate of 87%. All right, so one of the things that we're going to be doing, starting the new year off right, we're going to be providing a quarterly meeting to discuss how the care goes in our continuum. So one of the questions that we get a lot is, you know, what kind of care services are available in the different areas? What does that look like? How can I take advantage of them? This was one of the things that in your resident survey was described we want more information about. So we're going to be providing a meeting each quarter to go over what it looks like to move through the continuum, the areas that are available, the services that are available, and how you would take advantage of them, what that looks like for you. Even if you're not planning on moving through the continuum anytime soon, this is a way for you to get information and just be well informed. So we will have all of the appropriate staff there to answer any questions for you. We will have pictures of the different areas and what they look like, pricing lists, and then if you do want a tour, we would have sign-up sheets available for you as well. So again, just trying to provide you the information that you need and that you said you're wanting, and make sure you're well informed. So our first meeting will be February 18th at 3:30 in Auditorium A. Okay. I'm gonna pause for a second and see if there's any questions about that. Yes?
Where does Harbor Lights fit on that tree?
So Harbor Lights, thank you for your question, is in our health center. It's the unit that we provide our skilled nursing care.
But is it the same as Hunt Terrace?
No, it is not. So we have Hunt Terrace is a different area, and it's generally in our continuum before skilled nursing. So Hunt Terrace is one of our sheltered care areas. And we'll be going over all of those things in the meeting with more detail. I'll have maps too. Okay, any other questions? All right, oh, this is fun. Okay, we're entering 2025 with some new technology. So what we're going to do, we found a system called Constant Contact, and it's going to allow us to give you campus announcements and other quick responses, quick replies, things like that, that we need to do in a mass way, and be able to text that to you if you wish to opt in for this. So for example, if we had an event coming up, say it's the Memory Cafe, we wanted to remind you of it, just as an example, we can text that information to you. You can look at all the details at that point through a text message. Another way we would use it is if there was an emergency or something like that, we would text it to you. And so we're at the point where we have this system. We'd like to gather any of the phone numbers for those that want to opt into this, and then put it in our system. And then the phase 2 or the step 2 of that process would then be to try it out, and we're looking at that in the spring. So if you would like to opt in, we need your permission. We can't just go texting you without your permission. So we have forms out in the lobby here. You'll see 2 tables, one by the bathrooms, one by the piano. There's consent forms that you'll put your name, your phone number, and we are asking you to verify your email address as well on that form. And so if you're interested in that, go ahead and sign up. And then Brooklyn's gonna help gather those forms after you sign them. So this form will be available also in the greenback for those that didn't make it today. And then for the month of February and March, we'll go ahead with our gathering process, and then in next month's meeting, I'll let you know where we are on it, okay? All right, I saw I had a couple questions. Yes?
Will there be a level of desire for how you want to be handled? Or do you want to have just the emergencies, or you want to have every bit of information?
Will there be a level of, yes, so the question was, will there be a level of detail for the types of emergencies that we would announce? And we're still working out all of those details, but right now we want to know, are you wanting to opt into these campus announcements? And Brandon and I are kind of working together to see exactly what those look like. And this is not a required thing. This is a, if you're interested in it and you want to try it out, you can go ahead and sign up, and then you can obviously opt out at any time. So we'll have more information on the exact type of announcements in next month. Okay. Yes?
Is this instead of the Sarah system?
Great question. So Dorothy asked, is this instead of the Sarah system? So no, it's not. We still have the Sarah system. This would be in addition to. And then you can also opt out of the Sarah calls if you'd like as well. But at this point, we're just collecting phone numbers, and then you would get both calls, and then we can opt out of whichever one you want at a later time. Any other questions? All right, well, that's all of my reports today. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Enjoy that weather. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here, and I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. We have it. Thank you very much. We'll see you next month, February 26th, 2025, 3 o'clock in this room.